This is one of the most intricate and biggest water parks at sea, according to MSC.
I got what you want. Honey, honey, I got what you need. Honey, honey, I got what you want.
This is quite a big ship. This is a huge ship to navigate. So one of the things, I always like to get a point of interest just to get me orientated. So the atrium area, which is on deck 5, 6 and 7, which is sort of the heart of the ship, and that's pretty similar in most ships. So this area on deck 5 is the guest services reception. If you faced guest services, that means you are facing the front of the ship. And as usual, that's where the theatres and the bars and things are. Behind you, as we all now know, the rear of the ships are for restaurants. Rear is that way. That will at least get you to the main areas on these lower decks.
And over to the left side, we've got the shore excursions desk. There are also self-service terminals for the excursions, so you can see what is on offer and book them yourself directly from the terminal if there's a big queue at the excursion desk. To the right, as we're walking from back to front, is the Infinity Bar. Now this one is opened, I think, probably the latest apart from Sky Bar. Right at the back is the Posidonia restaurant. This is a lovely, light, airy restaurant, and it's where we had our meals. The only other thing on deck 5 is the London Theatre. We can't go in there at the moment, unfortunately, but it's a theatre that spreads over 2 levels on a slope. It's not a natural 2 levels, it's a sloping theatre. Holds about 680, 700 people, I think. So now we're moving from front to back on deck 6.
Everywhere around the ship, you will find these interactive information boards. I don't really know how to say it. So these are all touch screen, and just touch here, and they'll tell you what's on, where you are in the ship if you get a little bit lost, and where to find the different activities that are on, as well as what the weather's like.
24 today.
It's got all the information on here. Now this just happens to have come up in English, but normally these are set to Japanese. There's a lot of Japanese on board the cruise ship, but here, down here, when this is in Japanese, you can't read anything, even languages is in Japanese. But so you press A here. That's the only thing, the only letter that you will recognize down the bottom left hand corner, and when you press that, then everything will then be in English for you to read.
Now we get to the really exciting part of the ship. Actually, all the ship's exciting, but deck 6, this is the main promenade. To the left we have the Bellissima Bar and Lounge. They have music playing on here, live music playing on here, and you can see just beyond is the chocolate shop. There is a chocolatier here, and they make their own chocolate. These are actually chocolate that we're looking at now, and they're all made, and there are some over here, these are all chocolate, and they're all made by the chocolatier on board. This is something that is partly in development. Some chocolate eggs there. The Jean-Philippe Chocolat shop. You can actually, here's all the chocolate that is on display. You can buy all this. And these terminals over here, you can actually create your own chocolate bar. So if you want to create your own chocolate bar with your own ingredients and put a message on it, you can do that at these terminals here. And opposite the chocolate is the jewelry and boutique shop. So you can buy some clothing, handbags, high-end watches and jewelry. And these are located in the main promenade. The thing about this main promenade, the unique feature about this is this ceiling is LCD, and they change it. So they put different things on. For example, on Italian night, they had a big Italian red, white and green flag that was flying, and it appeared to be waving. And on space night they had stars and planets. It's absolutely fantastic. This is where they hold their main parties. So when you have your space party or your one of the other theme parties, they're generally held in this area. On deck 6, Hola Tacos and Cantina, specialty dining restaurant. This is also included in the dining packages. Back to Jean-Philippe again. I just like this. This is nice. Okay, so we're moving further towards the back now on deck 6. And we've got the Jean-Philippe gelato and crepes, or crepes and gelato, should I say. These are all additional cost, as is the chocolate, but they will make to order crepes and gelatos. Opposite that is another MSC excursion desk. So if the one in the main one on deck 5 is busy, then you can always come up here. Past that is the mini mart, or the mini mall, perfumes and cosmetics and watches and sunglasses. A little area that's just set back off the promenade. The luxury plaza has high-end jewelry and watches, and there are some steps here taking you up to deck 7, but let's keep on deck 6 for the moment. The area here next to the jewelry is usually a little photo gallery, but today, on disembarkation day, it's a hand luggage deposit, so you don't need to carry your luggage around on the day of your disembarkation while you enjoy a coffee or your breakfast in the ship. Okay, we're at the main atrium area now, but we're on deck 6, so we're in the midpoint of this atrium area. To the left we have the Edge cocktail bar. We also have the MSC store. This is the MSC shop. I don't think there's much in here that is not MSC branded. They've certainly taken advantage of branding. And one of the jewelry stores. This is not the high-end jewelry store. This is the one which sells more of the costume type jewelry. From here we can look down over the piano. This is in the main atrium on deck 5 that we walked past earlier. And just off to the right is the photo gallery. This is where you get all your internet sorted out as well. Have the electronic screens so you can see your photographs. And what is quite unusual on this ship is the iris gallery. At the iris gallery, they'll take a picture of your eye. You sit like being at the optometrist, really. You take a picture of your eye and then they make it into a piece of art that you can put on your wall. As we move further towards the back, we come across a walkway. We're getting to the restaurant area now. These two, I like these. Actually, these are really fun statues here. And you walk through. Now this area here, they have the photographs that they've taken in the restaurants. So a couple of days after they've taken the photographs in the restaurants, you can see them here. There are actually 4 main dining restaurants on the MSC Bellissima. We've already seen one, but that's on deck 5. And on deck 6 we have Les Cerisier, and opposite is we have Il Seligio. Now these are actually, they all serve the same food and they're all slightly different, but the Cerisier and the Seligio are pretty similar.
These are beautifully decorated, very traditional looking. Look in this beautiful plush raspberry seating. It's all the glass and the mirrors and the white tablecloths. I do like modern, but I do like when it's this very crisp, traditional. And yeah, I like this one very much.
Then walking through again, we have the wine bottles. On either side we are flanked by wine bottles as we walk down towards the Lighthouse restaurant. This is the Lighthouse restaurant at the very rear of the ship on deck 6. This is the restaurant that they use for breakfast. When this gets full, they use the Il Seligio or La Cerisier restaurants. And that is deck 6, so we'll move up to deck 7 now, starting at the back of the ship. At the very back of the ship on deck 7 is the Carousel Lounge. This is a fantastic show lounge with a central stage and floor-to-ceiling windows. This is where they put on the additional cost production. You can pay and come and see this show at the Carousel Lounge. Moving forward from the Carousel Show Lounge is the casino. There are plenty of machines and tables in the casino. Down the left-hand side here we see the card tables and the roulette tables, a central bar, and the poker machines off to the right. This is an interesting feature of this part of the ship, and when you walk over it for the first time, it takes you back a bit. So you look down and it appears that you are looking down to the very bowels of the ship. Okay, that was the Imperial Casino. Still moving forward, there are these little corridors all over this ship that give this ship a real feel of class and luxury. It really is a beautiful ship. And of course, any ship with class and luxury will have a champagne bar. And to the right as we're moving forward is the actual champagne bar. This is where you can buy your favorite champagnes. As we continue to move forward on deck 7, we come to the specialty dining area. This is where there are the restaurants that you can pay an additional cost, and they are well worth it. All the tables are nicely out and set just above the promenade for the Butcher's Cut. Butcher's Cut takes up all of one side of deck 7 above the promenade, and on the opposite side is the Kato Teppanyaki and Kato Sushi Bar. The Butcher's Cut and the Kato Teppanyaki and Sushi Bar are all additional costs, but you can get them on the specialty dining packages. So check out the specialty dining packages. Now, these packages, depending on how many restaurants you purchase, do have specific restaurants. You can't pick the restaurants that you want to go to. We had a 2 dining package, and we ate at the Butcher's Cut and we ate at Sea Pavilion, which is actually on deck, I think, deck 15 outside the marketplace. This is the studio bar. This is where they do the live performances from. It's also where they do the karaoke from. So all the ones that appear on your television when they're doing the live performances on the ship. Opposite the studio bar is the English-styled Masters of the Sea pub. This is a popular pub. It's got the seating with the Chesterfield type lounges and a performance area at the end where usually somebody will play and sing and get everybody joining in. At the very front of the ship is the MSC Aurea Spa, which is an additional cost unless you have a fare type that includes entry to the spa. This is a beautiful area, is the Aurea Spa. It has a barber shop. There are thermal suites off to the left, the main reception here, and then the treatment rooms off to the right. Decks 8 to 14 are taken up with cabins. There are no other guest facilities on those decks.
We checked out lots of YouTube videos before we came on board the Bellissima, and one of the comments we saw coming up several times was about the lack of lifts, or how slow the lifts were, that people seem to be all in the area in front of the lifts. I don't know, like some kind of marketplace where people were all scrambling to get in the lifts and had to wait for hours to get in them. I have to say, the ship is full. We are on a completely full, sold out ship, and we haven't found any problem at all. In our experience, that has been from morning all the way through the daytime. This is on sea days when nobody is off the ship, and that goes right the way through until about 1 o'clock in the morning when we retire back to our cabin. So we haven't found a problem. That's just our experience. Yeah. And the lifts are super quick.
Yes.
Literally, you put your floor in it, bing, you're there. It's like you're like teleported, not even in an elevator. And the elevators are a big size. If you have mobility problems or you are in a wheelchair, they are a really nice big size. And yeah, that's all we can say in our experience about that.
You know what, I keep finding nice little things about this ship that surprise me, and this is one of them here. We are on deck 9. This is where our cabin is, deck 9, which is seaside deck. All the decks are named after the ships, and on each deck there is a model ship that goes with that particular deck name. So MSC Seaside, and we're on, not sure whether you can see it over here, but we're on the seaside deck.
Oh,
and
look at the detail.
And all the decks have their individual ship that is named, the deck's named after.
I don't know whether it can pick it up, but you've got the little table and chairs.
Tables and chairs, yeah, absolutely, yes, and the pool, right.
The detail is incredible.
We're going to have to find which deck has our particular ship on. Actually, we might visit them all and just take some photographs of the ships.
Let's be really nerdy and take them of all of them.
Deck 15 at the front of the ship is where the yacht club cabins are. Through there, we're not allowed in there because we're not a yacht club guest. But right at the front of the ship on deck 15 is where those cabins are. If we're heading towards the back of the ship, we then come to the Grand Canyon pool.
Here we are at the Grand Canyon. So this is
not the Grand Canyon.
It is. I can
in Arizona. Is it Arizona? Anyway, in America.
Look, I can see some cactus over here.
That is true, actually, yes.
And all the decor and all the chairs are done so they're kind of like
they are
twigs and dried thing, very deserty,
I
arid.
hadn't even noticed that, but yes.
But it's not that arid that it doesn't have its own pool. So there's a pool, there are 2 whirlpools either side. It's beautiful and hot and steamy in here. There is a bar, a huge bar behind me here.
The reason it's hot and steamy is because it's got a roof on it.
I
Retractable
think
roof.
that's a retractable roof. At the moment, they've got it closed over. It's beautiful temperature in here. I love a nice steamy room, Robert, don't I?
I know, it's too hot for me though.
This is fabulous.
It is, it's a beautiful area.
Lots and lots of seating in here and lounge beds. And this is definitely a place for the kids.
Oh yeah.
It's a smaller pool and they have a lifeguard on duty here.
And there aren't too many kids in because I think they're probably all at the aqua park. As it's a nice day and the sun's shining.
Yeah, but this is not too kiddie that I think we would be quite happy to come and lounge here later.
Yeah, I think so. Over to the side there are some lounges and there's some seating. As you can see, it's sort of done out in a sort of Grand Canyon-y type American style. The Grand Canyon bar stocks all of the drinks that you'll get in any of the other bars. And then carrying on further towards the back of the ship on this deck, we've got the atmosphere pool. There's actually a competition going on at the moment. I think I can honestly say that this is one of the best, if not the best, pools that I've ever seen on a cruise ship. It is amazing. It's really beautiful. And right at the back we've got the atmosphere bar south, which is actually 2 areas. There's a food area over here which is closed, and then on the other side is the ice cream bar. Back from this area is the marketplace buffet. This is the main buffet area on the ship, and it is right at the back of the ship. We'll take a quick look through there now. Just before we enter the marketplace proper, we get to the Sea Pavilion. This is one of the specialty dining restaurants. We're going to be eating here one day. Hello! We are going to be eating here one night. I think it's night after next. So I'll have a quick look around here. This is the Sea Pavilion. In here, you cook your own food. So you order your food and then cook it at your table. This is part of the 2 dining package that we bought. I think it's a different one on 3. I think you get the sushi instead. So that's just inside by the marketplace buffet. So we walk through this little corridor area into the buffet area itself. There are wash stations on either side for you to wash your hands before entering the buffet. Now, like a lot of these buffet areas, it's made up of stations which serve different types of food. What we've got is we've got a pizza area on this side, and we've got the grill on the other side over here, and then the bar. But what is a bit unique about this one is they have a mozzarella station. They actually make their own mozzarella on the ship. There's somebody hard at work making some mozzarella, and then we have a wellness station which is salads and fruits. So again, like a lot of these areas, there is seating down either side. There is the same on both sides as far as the food's concerned. Soup and pasta, salads, rotisserie, breads and desserts at the end. Plenty of seating. There is plenty of seating on both sides of this restaurant. And then in the middle section here, we've got beverage station where you can get some teas and coffees with cold milk. The windows in this restaurant are almost top to bottom, almost top to bottom. On a day like this, as you can see, it's a gorgeous day that you can sit here and enjoy your meal by the windows. There's more seating around the back here, and then there are some seats outside. We'll go outside and have a look at those seats outside. The seating goes all the way along the back of the ship, as you can see behind me here. What it's really nice to do, and we like to do this on other ships, is to grab some snacks or a meal from the buffet area and come and sit out here. And there's a lot of people doing that today. Get the fresh air, get the breeze, out in the sunshine and enjoy a lovely meal. It's a really nice way to have food from the buffet. Coming up the stairs from deck 15 onto deck 16 is the sort of horizon bar up here, and there's the pool down here. But we get a better view from upstairs, so we'll have a look at that from when we go further up the ship. But all the way around here is the jogging track. The jogging track is, I think, 1/3 of a kilometre all the way around. And it's an interesting track because it has slopes on it and zigzags in and out. Here's one of the zigzags that I was just talking about. It comes around this windshield here and then around this windshield here. If it's a bit wet or if your shoes are a bit slippy, you might want to be careful around these sorts of areas, because you may slip on the ground if you're trying to negotiate those turns too quickly. Now we're coming up to the atmosphere pool area again. I can hear the master chefs still going. We'll check in on them as we go past, but we'll get a good view of the pool from the deck above from here. As we're approaching the pool again, what you can see behind me here is at the bottom level is the gym. That's this area, and up above is the Sky Lounge. We've been in the Sky Lounge a couple of times. It's a really nice area, nice and peaceful and quiet, and a lovely place to look down actually over the atmosphere pool area.
Well, there's plenty of beds here.
There are.
Actually, the ship is full. It is packed. But because it's a bit of a dull day, I mean, it's still warm. You can see I haven't got any sleeves on. That is probably the biggest pool I've seen.
It is huge.
On the cruise ships that we've been on, because it's a double pool. And what they've done here is they've put the whirlpools, the jacuzzis, on this higher deck.
Oh yeah,
one
there they are.
Either side here. And for once, they're not full of children. On all of the cruise ships we've been on.
That's because the kids are all in the aqua park.
Well, actually, yeah, that's probably right. But normally they're just full of kids. They're now full of grown-ups. And I actually might partake. I just don't really like going in when it's full of kids.
Okay, moving forward on deck 15 still further after leaving the atmosphere pool. We now come into the upper level of the Grand Canyon area. This is a 2-level area. In here, as we can see, we've got a view over the pool and the spa baths, 1 and 2, that we saw just before from the ground level. There's also some spa pools up on this level as well. There's one over here, I think round about here. There's one behind me, and there are a couple of table tennis tables over this side. Where the table tennis tables are on one side, if we go over to the other side, there are 2 table football tables. Have a look at the pool and the spa area from here. This is covered, as I said before, and it's covered at the moment. It's quite warm in here at the moment. Back at the front of the ship now again, and this is again the MSC Yacht Club members area. We can't go in there because we're not Yacht Club members, as I said earlier, but this is, I think they've got their own bar on this one. I think this is a top sail lounge over here. Couple of doors. We can't even see in here. But this is a Yacht Club area, top sail lounge. Just like the couple of floors below, decks 17 and 18, where we are now, is Yacht Club members only, again at the front of the ship. So we've got 15, 16, 17, 18, this may even be 19, is devoted entirely to the Yacht Club. So if we move towards the back of the ship, towards where the general area is, not the MSC Yacht Club, we'll go and have a look what's at the back of the ship on the upper levels. This is the Sportplex. This is additional costs, but the costs are really not that much at all. One of the really great value ones we think is the one behind us. It's the Formula 1 racing simulator.
Well, it is Italian day today, and here we've got the real Pirelli tyres on the F1 vehicles. There are 2 of them. You get in and you get the experience of sort of VR experience in a Formula 1 car.
Yeah, I can see it moving around. Oh, look, there we go.
Look, it vibrates and it jumps. As well as having the screen, so apparently it does give you that real, it's the closest you can get to having the real experience.
Yeah, if you have one of the loyalty packages, I'm not sure whether it's all of them or just some of them, you can get 50% off, and today they are having a buy one get one free day on this particular thing. They changed that. Behind us, because that looks really exciting, but there are other things here as well. So behind us we've got the full size courts for your basketball. And then we'll move on, we've got the reception. This is where you book everything. This is where you pay for everything. And then just before we hop on there, you've got the interactive cinema. We can see the people sat in here already. Again, similar to the Formula 1, seats move around. So they're watching something, they've got the 3D glasses on, they've got a control of something. We might have a look at that one as well.
That looks good. And then there is a virtual reality maze. Put your goggles on and then you make your way around the maze.
Yeah, I saw this earlier. You've got this bar at the top which moves from side to side, and then you've got your, take my hat out of the way, you've got the virtual reality goggles that you put on here, and then you go and stand in this area and walk around this area in the maze.
And they have a scoreboard of how many kills and how many hits that you have, and today's top scoring. There's 2 full-size bowling lanes here. Now, it does say that as well as just the normal 10-pin bowling games, they have extra, more exciting or challenging games for you to indulge in. Well, who would know that you could get more exciting than just the usual 10-pin bowling game? It's full size and the full weight of the normal balls that you get. There is also a lounge area here and a bar.
Yes, and we've got some air hockey and some basketball over here.
It's all noise and it's all go and it's all very exciting, and it's not just for the kids. In fact, as I always say, it's too good for children.
Too good for children. So these are the prices that we can see here. The Formula One is $12. And then the interactive cinema, the bowling prices, and the VR maze. Now you can also buy fun passes, which gives you extra credits. So you buy, say, $25 and you get $30 worth of credits to use anywhere on these activities.
The bowling looks pretty pricey to me at $30 for 30 minutes, but I think the idea is that you get a gang of you together, split the cost, and just throw those balls, as many as you can get down in 30 minutes is what I reckon. That's why it's more exciting. You'll probably have speed bowling.
You wouldn't pay $30, would you? Because you get one of these $25 passes, cost you $25, you get $30. Why would you pay $30? You just pay a $25 pass. Okay. That's the Sportplex.
No day is complete for me without a visit here.
Yeah, not to do anything, just to visit.
If you believe that, you believe anything.
And now you visited.
Yeah, now I've visited. Seen, done, conquered, on my way to the bar.
This is some of the equipment that we get in the gym. There's some dumbbells, there's some seating equipment, some arms and leg equipment. Stepping machines, rowing machines, running machines. It's a pretty big area. They've got lots of equipment in here. Pull-up machines, and that goes over the other side. Well, I'll not go over the other side because there are people there, but similar sorts of machines over there as well. This is a very well-stocked gym, and they also do classes and lessons as well. There is a daily program. If I can get a copy of the daily program, I'll put it up on the website so you can see what sort of activities they do. That's opposite the Sportplex. The gym is opposite the area with all the VR machines and the fun things. Like most ships, this has a virtual gaming arcade. This is not included. This is an extra cost. This is a small area. There are only a few sort of gaming machines in here, but enough to keep people entertained for a little while. Then you can actually buy a fun pass, which includes tokens for use in the arcade. Now, if there was going to be one of these machines on the ship anywhere, Al would find it, and she has.
I am laughing my head off. So these are on a lot of cruise ships. So they're full of ducks, and you put your money in. You know, like a normal grab it that you have, and nobody ever wins. These, you are guaranteed at least one duck for your go, and normally you have at least about 4 goes, and they guarantee. And what happens is you just keep going until something drops down the chute. And I said, I wonder if they've got different ducks in this machine because it's a different cruise ship. These are hilarious. I'm going to sneak back down later on because they actually have. I've never seen the cats. They've got ducks that are cows. They've got ducks with Mohican haircuts. Actually, they've got.
Oh yeah, I can see him just there. Yeah.
And they've actually got, you know, like the Wallace and Gromit, where I think it's the penguin that has it has a chicken. So it's a penguin that has a chicken helmet on that comes down like it's an old motorbike helmet, and it's got the little chicken thing on the top.
I can see him right there. I can see him right there.
On a duck. It's just hilarious. And there's just they are different. They are definitely different.
I can see you're going to be adding some of those to your
collection. So funny, yeah.
There's actually a row of machines down here. It's not just the plucky ducky. There's the toy chest. There is, I'm not even sure what's in there, but all sorts of different things, power banks and different things, and some soft toys. This is on the way to the Sportplex, and in between the Sportplex and the virtual arcade.
There's a devil. Look, there's a red one there with horns. There is a devil ducky, and there's another one there reading a book. And it's like a little girl with all curly hair. And
look out for these on the bookshelf when we do the videos from home.
Let's see which one that I won. This is the back of the ship. We've got a horizon bar here that does your usual cocktails. This is lovely. This is a tiered terrace effect, so that you've got 18, 17, 16. I think these are half terraces. Plenty of seating out here. This is lovely. And I'm actually hoping, I wonder if we could eat, if we eat in the marketplace, whether there's a chance we could bring our food out here to eat. The tables
Marketplace is around one of these doors, isn't it?
This would be really, really nice. And look, it's got its own little pool and sun lounges.
It has, and a
really
lifeguard as well. I've just noticed the lifeguard. And then walking inside, we've got the Horizon Bar. One of our friendly waiters. How are you?
Good.
Excellent. See you later. Coming inside, we immediately come into the kids areas called, well, the main part's called Do Re Mi Land. This is the Attic Club. It's a hangout for the older children. At night, this area at the back of the kids clubs, the Attic Club, turns into the nightclub, and it stretches out into the Horizon Bar where the DJ plays over the pool. Now we'll have a walk through from the Attic Club to the other kids club areas, the Do Re Mi Land. We've got the mini club for 3 to 6 years old, the junior club for 7 to 11 years old, and a baby area where you have to go in there with your children. You can't just leave your babies in there, but it's a nice little area where you can go and spend a little bit of quiet time with your baby. Some Lego figurines here. Do Re Mi Land. There's also a Do Re Mi Lab magic game room. Altogether, this looks like a great kids area on board this ship. Plenty to do. There's what, 4 or 5 different kids clubs, so the different ages, different activities. We'll see if we can pick up some activity leaflets to see what the sort of things they do here. This section on this deck is only a half level because of course the atmosphere pool's in the middle. But as we come to the front of this section, we've got the Sky Lounge. This is one I pointed out earlier with the absolutely beautiful views and a very serene and quiet atmosphere. It's a lovely place to come and just quiet. There's a little bit of music playing, but what we can see over here, again, the atmosphere pool area, the bridge that goes across, and the sun lounges and the pool and the front of the ship. On the MSC Bellissima, there is a separate smoking room. It is indoors, and you can come in here and smoke. It is next to the Sky Lounge.
This is one of the most intricate and biggest water parks at sea, according to MSC.
I think they're probably right, actually.
I think they look like they are probably right. It looks loads of fun. It isn't age restricted, so who knows?
There's the water slides up there that we can see, and there's the water park. And what's this bridge thing, huh?
It's called the Himalayan Bridge Adventure. Anybody can join in. It is not an extra activity that you have to pay for. It's all included. There's a small queue here while I think you must have to sign your life away.
You're going to sign away and save you fall off. You're not going to sue them, I suspect. But
you have a safety harness around your waist, and off you go around the track here. Looks like there's people to help you as well. And there's a lot of adults on here, so it's not just for the kids.
Oh no, we are going to have a go on this. Absolutely going to have a go on this. Looks like there's different types of obstacles. That's the word I'm looking for. There's some ropes, there's some steps, and I'm going around in circles here because the whole thing goes around in a circle. And you can see people climbing across it now.
Now they will turn it. They will stop this adventure in inclement weather.
No,
but actually, it is. I know it is fine right now. So I reckon this is one of those activities that you get in as soon as you can, just in case the weather turns. So
we might even give that go this afternoon then.
Yeah, I reckon this is one to do.
So here is the Arizona Aqua Park. We talk about the water park. We talk about the slides. You go up the steps over here, sort of over here, up to the top of the slides, and then the slides come out down here. We can just see some people going around, and they whiz down the slides and come out at the bottom here. There we go. Please hit like, please hit subscribe, and hit the notification button if you want to see more. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.
Thank you. Bye.